Hello, my name is Cy Fisher with Windermere Real Estate South Whidbey. Today we're doing another tech training tutorial for real estate agents. We're going to be working with video conferencing using Zoom. So today I'm going to show you how you can get together with your clients face to face, so to speak. And the example we're going to use is how you can get together, but not only just to be face to face, but also to conduct a listing presentation. So I'm going to show you how you can screen share your presentation from Moxie and go over it with your client. So being face to face with your client is really important. It's obviously the best way to build rapport. You can't build a lot of rapport through emails. You can a little bit on the phone, but you're going to get the best amount of rapport built by doing face-to-face interactions, whether it's via Zoom or actually, being in the same location as someone, as hopefully we will eventually be doing sometime in the near future. But with that, let's just get right into the tutorial. So first thing you're going to want to do, if you haven't already, is download Zoom onto your computer. The website is zoom.us, so you can actually just go to that website right here. Head on over. You're going to sign up if you're already, or you're going to sign in if you already have an account. If you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up. It's free. Go through the process of downloading the software, installing it. Hopefully, a lot of you have already done that at this point. So once you're signed in, this is kind of what your dashboard is going to look like. Over here on the left, you're going to come to the meeting section, and you're going to press schedule a meeting. You can name it whatever you want. Tutorials, tech training tutorials. Hey, you're going to pick the date, the time, all of that good stuff. So what's today, the 16th? Let's do sometime later than now. Duration for 1 hour. Time zone, you can actually select if it's recurring. Say you want to meet with your clients once a week. You could use that feature. You can say only people who are registered through Zoom can join, but I would leave that unchecked for the most part, just in case your clients aren't registered. You can generate automatically, and what this means is basically you have a personal ID, personal meeting ID, and it'll be the same every single time if you use that option. You can change the passcode, you can have it, have one or not, or if you want to generate automatically, it's going to change that meeting ID and passcode and generate a new one every single time. So people that have had your meeting information in the past can also try and join this new meeting if you're generating a new one. Waiting room is basically, once they click on the link, the invite you send them, it won't actually just bring them into the meeting immediately. If you have the waiting room checked, they'll go into the waiting room and then you'll have to admit them. Now, if you don't want to deal with that, you can put it as unchecked, or if you prefer it that way, you can leave it checked, whatever you prefer. Most of the time, you're not going to want to require authentication, meaning they have to sign into Zoom, so leave that unchecked. And now, when they first join the meeting, what is the default setting for video? For the host, I'll just keep it off, and then I can turn it on as I need. And I'll leave the same for participant. When they initially join, I think it's nicer to be able to, have the video off and then be able to have them click it on when they want. You can change this as needed. Audio, typically you're going to allow for both in case they are calling in using that function, but most people are going to be using computer audio. But you can, leave both selected, and it'll put that phone number they can call in through in your invite as well. So meeting options here allow participants to join anytime. So this basically means that they could join even before you hosted, and then they're just going to be waiting for you to start the meeting. Mute participants upon entry. I like to have this checked. and then they can unmute as necessary. So it automatically will mute them in case they have a personal conversation going that I don't really want to hear about it. So I'll have that checked, mute participants upon entry. Then it has to do with recording. Usually you're, automatically recording, we'll leave that unchecked. Approve or block entry from users from specific regions or countries. Say you're using your personal meeting ID and somehow that got out to the World Wide Web and you had some random people trying to join. I guess you could use that to, block specific areas. So we're not going to use that today. So that's all done and finished. Set it how you like, hit save. All right, so here you have basically your the information, and it's going to show you right here your information link. And then it's also going to allow you to click this little button, which is going to copy the full invitation. So the full invitation will have the link that they can use to join, the information, meeting ID, passcode, unless if they want to put that in manually. Usually they're not going to need that because they can just click on the link, but just include it if it's already there. If you tap on both forms of audio, they're going to have a phone number that they can call into if they prefer that rather than using their computer or even their phone with the application rather than using the Zoom application as opposed to dialing a phone number. You can give them that option, and that's what that's all about. Dial in by location, similar stuff. So that's the whole meeting invitation. You can just hit copy, and it'll give you an indication that it's copied to clipboard, and then you can just paste it into an email that you're going to send to your client. So that's basically how you set up the meeting. That's one way. You do it directly from the website once you're logged in. Now, once you're actually in the meeting, I'm going to show you how to share a presentation. So I have a presentation up here that I just created that's not for a real person. I used it to make a tutorial on Present. And I just want to show you how you go about actually sharing that presentation via Zoom. So from here, I already actually opened these tabs, which is you just come up to View and you can click on Web, and it's going to show you the web version of the presentation. Excuse me. Or you can click on here and it's going to generate the printable PDF version of the presentation. So I have both those tabs open, and I'll show you what they look like. So first off, let me exit sharing. Obviously, you're going to start from here, which is, you're going to be face-to-face and you're not actually sharing your screen. To share your screen, unfortunately, I can't show this while I'm recording via Zoom, but on the bottom, if you hover underneath your video picture, you're going to see a button that says Share Screen. When you click on that button, it's going to give you options to share your entire screen. If you have two monitors, it's going to give you an option of, which monitor you want to share. Or it'll also give you an option of basically what window you want to share. If you don't want to share your entire computer screen, you can share a specific window, in case there's other sensitive information you don't potentially want your client to see on your computer. You can pick a specific window. In this case, we'd be picking Google Chrome, and because that's what I'm actually have open that's showing the presentation. So for my purpose, I'm just going to share my whole computer screen. And so we're back to basically Google Chrome, where you're already opened up the tab that shows that the presentation is ready for Moxie Present. So this is the digital one. And I do want to show you a trick here. On Google Chrome, if you press F11, it goes into a full screen mode. So that's kind of nice for, showing your presentation. From here, you can basically just walk through the presentation. You can use your mouse wheel to scroll down if you like, or you can actually use the navigation here on the lower right-hand side. If you look at this, it has every single slide you've put into your presentation. You can go to them directly using that navigation, or you can just use the up and down arrow right here too. So, this was a presentation I put together for you, seller person. We're just going to go over some stuff about me, about Windermere, what I'm going to do to market your property, and why you'd want to work with me as an agent. So you're scrolling through your presentation, you're talking about what you're seeing. I'm the digital marketing specialist as well as a real estate professional. Here's my bio. You can talk about your bio. You can talk about, whatever you want to cover, whatever you want to just go through quickly. But basically, your whole presentation's here, so you can use it as a guide, and they have a visual, something visual to look at to keep them engaged and they can read along if you're reading or whatever you're doing. So why Windermere? It's about relationships, guys. Exceptional service, unsurpassed integrity, Windermere. Go to the next slide. Market share. So 2020 market share by transactions. Now this is Whidbey Island, and this is important. Pay attention, seller. On Whidbey Island, Windermere has the highest market share for both buyers and sellers. So you go through the presentation, talk about all the added value of working with you as an agent, working with a Windermere agent, all that good stuff. So to go out of full screen mode on your browser, you hit F11 again, and I'm back to where I have tabs and whatnot. So if you don't prefer the live web-based presentation, you can go to the PDF version, which I already, I'll show you again real quick. From Moxie Present, obviously you're gonna click this button right here where it says view, go down to the print version. And if you click that, it'll open up your presentation in a PDF form in a new tab. So here I'll go back to full screen. You could walk through this version of the presentation as well. I actually zoomed in a little bit. I think by default it's at 100, but you can zoom up to 150, 175, 200. At 200, you still can see the entire page. So it's up to you. Some things in your presentation may be harder to view that far zoomed in, so you can kind of pick what works best for you. You can just scroll through and talk about your presentation that way. So really cool. Even after COVID, I'm going to be using this method, as often as I can. Obviously, being in front of your client is better, but if it's a choice of being on the phone or doing a Zoom call, I'm going to choose the Zoom call every single time because it's real close to actually being face-to-face. In some ways, it's actually easier to walk through a presentation than having them look at it as a printout or even on a tablet if you bring a tablet and hand that to them when you're actually in the same location face-to-face. So in a lot of ways, it's actually is preferable. So pretty cool. That basically covers all I wanted to cover in this tutorial. I hope you guys got good value out of this and you're going to go out and use it with your clients. Really powerful stuff. They're in a different state. You still can be face-to-face with your client, so to speak, and build that rapport, and they can see your gestures and your facial expression, so you get that extra added level of communication, as well as being able to share your presentation in a beautiful format. So if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. If you have any ideas as far as what tutorials you want to see in the future, drop them in the comments, drop a like, drop a subscribe. And you'll be able to be aware whenever a new tutorial comes out. So hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, this is Cy Fisher with Windermere Real Estate South Whidbey, signing off. Bye.